So, a big part of why I do my channel is just to go out and explore strange, forgotten worlds of cinema of the past. And I never really know what I'm going to find. And my most recent discovery was really a fascinating one, and I wanted to put it into a review. I had been reading about the films of Moms Mabley, and while reading her filmography, I stumbled across a film called Boarding House Blues from 1948. What's it about? Well, honestly, it's a simplistic plot about the tenants of a Harlem boarding house who put on a show in order to make money so that they can save their home. And a majority of the film is simply some very entertaining black performers of the 1930s and 40s putting on a stage show of various acts, music and comedy. And I loved it. It's a fascinating window into the past. And all of the shows are just wonderful. The music is fantastic. Now, as the film begins, we get to meet some of the tenants of this place and, just its goofy characters like Steggy the Ape, played by John Riano. You've got Boo Boo, who's like a goofy drunk, played by Sidney Easton, and so on. We meet all of these characters. Now, Augustus Smith plays Norman, who is the rent collector, I guess the nemesis of the story. And Moms fools him by pretending to be a fortune teller and tricks him into watching and supporting a talent show that they will put on in order to raise money for saving their house. And I love this very suspicious looking crystal ball here. So there's a little bit of setup, a lot of silliness, antics at the kitchen table as everybody's eating potato pancakes and so on. And the actual show starts at about 40 minutes into the film. And here's a quick rundown of the acts. And personal opinion here is that this is where the film really starts to take off, as these shows that we see on stage are really something. The first act is Crip Hurd, who is a one-legged, one-armed dancer. And it's really something. And look, this isn't really done as like a humorous gag, but rather it's an inspiring display of talent. It's a legitimately impressive performance that he puts on. The Berry Brothers do a presentation next with some entertaining singing and dancing. And I really love this wild job they do of just spinning the canes around as they dance. Una Mae Carlisle sings a couple songs next, and she has a very beautiful voice.
Though my style is breezy and my smile is teasy, if you think I'm easy, throw it out your mind. Should your heart start hurting, wondering if I'm flirting, and your head's uncertain, throw it out your mind.
James Cross and Eddie Hartman do their routine as Stump and Stumpy next. Then we get to the part of the show where Moms Mabley herself comes out, tells a couple jokes, and even does a little dance too. It's really sweet.
I'll get you over this mess. Made it, made it, made it, made it. There it goes.
Next, Lewis and White come out and tell some jokes.
Hey, Stinky.
Stinky? Who, me?
Yes, you.
What do you want?
Come on over here.
Who are you?
My name is Cactus, but all my friends call me Tex.
Where you hail from, Tex?
Cincinnati?
Oh, see, Stinky, you called me Stinky a couple of eggs back, and I don't like it. Reach for that there shooting iron, and if I don't beat you to the draw and blow your head off, my name is Eddie Rochester Anderson. What a ham.
And then next, we get into the part of the film I probably enjoyed the most, and that's when Lucky Millinder and his band come out. And they basically do a bunch of songs leading up to the end of the review.
Sweet slumber till dawn, till the last star is gone. I will hold you in my arms again tonight.
And they also do a song with Ernestine Allen.
Let it roll, let it roll.
All night long,
Let it roll, let it roll.
all night long,
Let it roll, let it roll.
all night long,
Let it roll, let it roll.
all night long.
Let it roll.
Oh, let it roll.
All night long.
And then they follow this with a song with Bull Moose Jackson. And this was a really beautiful and moving song.
I love you, yes, I do. I want you, yes, I do. I know you know it's true from the way I look at you.
So Lucky Millinder and his band close out the show with one final song. And was all of this enough to save the boarding house? Well, you can probably guess the ending, and I'll stick to my no spoilers policy. But this one's in the public domain and easy to find, so you can see the end for yourself. I've got it linked below in the description. Some background about this film. Boarding House Blues was made primarily for an African-American audience at the time. So, yes, this is tonally very different than the films you would see of this time frame. And obviously, going into this, understand that some of the routines and gags might be offensive to some. But take this film for what it is. It's a fascinating window into black vaudeville acts of the 1940s era. Personally, I love this film. I thought the humor and the routines and all of the things that they did as part of the show were very funny and entertaining, and I really just loved all of the musical performances. As mentioned, particularly Lucky Millinder and his band. And watching this movie, Moms Mabley offers a warm but no-nonsense motherly character who sort of holds everything together at the boarding house and helps tie together this very simple story. Again, you don't watch this one for the plot. Watch it for the music and the entertainment. So to kind of understand the format of the film is you kind of have an introduction. We meet a lot of the characters at the boarding house. And the actual talent performances start, again, at about 40 minutes into the film. And it's done as a practice rehearsal for Mr. Norman, who's watching this show. And then by the end of the film, when we actually see the finished product, it's introduced as Norman's Follies for the real audience. So we don't see everything again, but what we do get is kind of a summary of all of the performances again with the names and a quick recap of all of the music and skits that made up the show. It's like an encore for all of the performers. And you know, for an older public domain film like this one, I did find a copy that's in surprisingly good condition. And again, I've got it linked below, so you can check it out for yourself. Honestly, I don't have too much to put into this review. I just wanted to talk about it because I really enjoyed this film. Boarding House Blues from 1948. It was a musical comedy starring Moms Mabley. Again, it's not strong on story. Basically, Moms and her tenants band together to put on an amazing show to help save their home. So don't watch this one for the plot. Watch it for the mix of comedy and musical review. And it really shows a fascinating window into history of some of the amazing talents from these black performers of the 1940s era in this series of songs, dances, and comedy acts. It was a very entertaining film, and it's one worth checking out.